Welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Jaswinder Kumar, Assistant Professor, University Institute of Hotel and Tourism Management, Punjab University, Chandigarh. Today, we will discuss about strategic sustainable development. The main objectives are to understand the concept of strategic sustainable development and to know various objectives and principles of strategic sustainable development. Dear students, sustainability has been and remains a key watchword in the present times. It is concerned with social, economic, environmental and organizational imperatives to various settings. There are often have differing views of what is or isn't included in the sustainability issues. These views should be both acceptable and understandable. It is the direction of travel that is important and the outcomes for our communities and ultimately the quality of our environments, economic success and our national well-being. The opportunities and challenges that sustainability presents are not going to diminish, and it is critical that all social gatherings are prepared for how it impacts on their organizations and activities through the development of comprehensive sustainability strategies. Let us understand the aims and objectives of strategic sustainable development. The term sustainable development means development that meets the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Sustainable development is based on a long-term approach which takes into account the inextricable nature of the environmental, social and economic dimensions of development activities. Moreover, sustainable development as a term first introduced to society in 1987 by the Brundtland Commission in their report Our Common Future is most ensuring our actions meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Basically, this definition indicating several social and mankind rules of sustainable development. A society in which the citizens' quality of life is and remains a reality. A responsible, innovative society able to excel in all of its achievements. A society based on harmony between economic vitality, environmental quality and social equity. A society inspired by a government whose leadership inspires and guides towards this vision. If you talk about the main aims of strategic sustainable development, to inform, make aware, educate and innovate people, reduce, manage risks to improve health, safety and environment, produce and consume responsibly, increase economic efficiency, address demographic changes, practice integrated sustainable land use and development, preserve and share the collective heritage, promote social involvement, prevent and reduce social and economic inequality. If you talk about the major objectives of strategic sustainable development, it is to inform, make aware, educate and innovate. Under this objective, make people increasingly aware of the sustainable development concept and principles, then promote knowledge and experience sharing in this area and assimilate the knowledge and know-how, facilitating its implementation. After that, create and periodically update the Sustainable Development Profile, and in last, support research and new practices and technologies contributing to sustainable development and maximizing its benefits in any destination area. After that, the objective is to reduce and manage risks to improve health, safety and the environment. Under this objective, there will be continuous development and promotion and prevention of those things which are not good for health, for safety as well as for environment. To make people and communities to face those situations that are not good for the health and environment. Next objective is to produce and consume responsibly. First of all, apply environmental management measures and an eco-responsible procurement policy within government departments and agencies. Then promote reduction in the amount of energy, natural resources and materials used to produce and market goods and services. Also increase the share of renewable energies with less environmental impact such as the biofuels, biogas, biomass, solar energy, wind energy, geothermics, hydroelectricity etc. in the local area's energy consumption. There should be a need to apply more eco-conditionality and social accountability in public assistance programs and encourage their implementation in the financial institutions programs. At last, provide the reference points required to make enlightened, responsible consumer choices and if applicable, promote goods and services certification. Next objective is to increase the economic efficiency. There should be given the priorities to increasingly reveal the externalities associated with goods and services, production and consumption. Promote recourse to economic, fiscal and non-fiscal incentives so that goods and services production and consumption reflect sustainable development imperatives. After that, the objective is to address demographic changes. Under this objective, the major focus will be on to improve the demographic profile of the local area and its adjoining regions. Focus on the family life and facilitate conciliation of work, school and personal life. Also to increase the standard of living of people. Then to increase the productivity and the quality of jobs using measures that are ecologically and socially responsible. Also to keep public finances healthy for the generations to come. Next, objective is to practice integrated sustainable land use and development. Under this objective, integrate the imperatives of sustainable development in regional and local strategies and design and development plans. Then strengthen the viability and resilience of urban, rural or territorial communities and native communities. Also to ensure the fair and efficiency-proof access to basic services according to regional and local realities. Next objective is to preserve and share the collective heritage. There will be strengthening the conservation and development of the cultural and scientific heritage of the local area. Then work on to ensure the protection and development of the natural heritage and resources in keeping with the support capacity of ecosystems. At last, set up cooperation among national and international partners on the integrated sustainable development projects. Next objective is to promote social involvement. Under this objective, increase the citizens' involvement within their community, also increase the specific consideration for the concerns of citizens in decisions, prevent and reduce social and economic inequality. Under this objective, prevent and fight poverty and social exclusion will be the main priority. Then to increase the schooling, number of graduates and the population's qualification. Also, increase the participation in ongoing training activities and manpower qualification. At last, support the initiatives of the social economy sector aimed at the sustainable integration of people outside the job market. Strategic decisions in sustainable development. Dear students, for more than several decades, nations across the world have recognized the need to achieve development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. But unsustainable development continues across all the regions. Governments and civil society can, however, influence decision making from government planning to individual consumer choices in favor of sustainable development by a wide variety of means, notably by raising awareness and, in the case of governments, imposing constraints and providing incentives. The three things involved in strategic decision making are constraints, incentives, and awareness. Constraints on decision making include regulations that guide and limit development options such as emission standards, permitting, land use controls, and substance bans. Legislation may also provide incentives towards sustainable development and disincentives away from unsustainable development by influencing markets with economic instruments including carbon taxes, market instruments and tax breaks for greener development options such as wind farms and goods such as low emission vehicles. Markets may act in favor of sustainable development, but unregulated generally favor unsustainable consumption. Ill-considered legislation and economic instruments can likewise encourage unsustainable development ways. For example, by promoting unsustainable natural resource use, that is, preserve subsidies. The availability of alternatives such as provided by markets through government action or by grassroots initiatives may also provide incentives encouraging changes in behavior. To be attractive, alternatives must offer opportunities that lead to an equal or better quality of life. For example, a shift by commuters from private cars to public transport may be facilitated by convenient and affordable public transport options. Often alternatives can only be implemented if they go hand in hand with restrictions as, for example, increased levies on private cars use where public transport is offered. Nature imposes its own constraints on development in terms of the availability of natural resources such as minerals, hydrocarbons, timber, and unpolluted soil, air, and water. Natural resource constraints may be strengthened by legislation, for example, quotas and bans, and amplified through markets with more scarce commodities attracting higher prices. Awareness may be raised through education and training. The focus of work under the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, that is UNESCO, on education for sustainable development. But it may also be raised by providing more targeted information through advertising and campaigns such as dissemination or propaganda in its original sense and recent media involvement such as edutainment, which is educational purposes with entertainment. The certification of products and production processes and the labeling of goods and services can also play an important role. Labeling can indicate, for example, the environmental footprint or energy efficiency of goods. For example, white goods, cars, homes, the sustainability of sources of raw materials or how much carbon dioxide was emitted in the goods production and in their transport to the supermarket shelf. Markets can also raise awareness among consumers by promoting green goods over alternatives. For example, through the green qualities of products and services are sometimes exaggerated. Markets are created by consumers and by producers, so both need to encourage sustainable production and consumption. Certain civil society organizations such as consumer associations have an especially strong role to play in raising awareness, applying pressure on producers, consumers, and governments. They can push producers to change suppliers and to modify products. At the same time, campaigns can encourage consumers to reject certain products and activities, whether pollution stoves or fuel inefficient cars, or to choose others such as low energy light bulbs. Impact assessment also provides a means of raising awareness of the sustainability of different options, notably in planning and policy making. They supply information to stakeholders who can in turn use this information to encourage the implementation of plans and policies in favor of sustainable development. Assessment processes may play the major roles in raising awareness, such as a plan or policy may be developed with sustainable development and its objectives keeping in mind. As a result of an assessment, there can be certain positive impacts. Similarly, assessment may ensure that an eventual planning or policy decision is better informed of the consequences for sustainable development. Finally, awareness can lead civil society to pressurize governments, ultimately through the ballot box, to impose further constraints in favor of sustainable development where democratic governance is strong. Governments can enable better governance by legislation and by their own behavior, providing for public participation in decision making, access to information and access to justice. The constraints also fail sometimes. Natural resources are still seen, though to an ever decreasing extent, as common goods or free services to be extracted or polluted, for which we do not pay. And legislation is sometimes poorly drafted, poorly implemented, has weak enforcement, compliance or limited penalties. The incentives are insufficient, such as dirty and unreliable public transport is unattractive and household energy efficiency measures are often seen as too costly, with a long period before a return on the investment. Awareness is imperfect, such as poor information leads to poor decisions and good information, if poorly packaged, is not taken into account. A lack of transparency and accountability in decision making and weak democratic institutions break the link between civil society and policymakers. And we are all individuals and politicians or other stakeholders focused on short term gains and our needs alone at the expense of future generations and other people. These weaknesses need to be addressed by internalizing environmental costs, for example, by payment for ecosystem services, removing perverse subsidies, promoting education for sustainable development, applying the precautionary principles more readily, and building democratic institutions and governance. If you talk about sustainability principles and developments, the principles of sustainability are principles of sustainability. Sustainable development can be thought of as a game in which global society is aiming to achieve sustainability. Defining sustainability in terms of basic principles rather than specific scenarios guides the game of sustainable development to a shared vision of sustainable future, while not limiting the creative and dynamic means to arrive there. To be useful, it is suggested that principles of sustainability should be based on a scientifically agreed upon view of the world. It is necessary to achieve sustainability. There should be sufficient to cover all aspects of sustainability. The principle should be concrete enough to guide actions and problem solving, and mutually exclusive to facilitate comprehension and monitoring. The basic sustainability principles were developed through a scientific consensus building process. They focus on key upstream system violations that lead to symptoms of unsustainability. In order to promote creativity within basic constraints, the sustainability principles are phrased in the negative in terms of what cannot occur in a sustainable society. In a sustainable society, nature is not subject to systematically increasing concentrations of substances extracted from the earth's crust, concentrations of substances produced by society, degradation by physical means, and in that society, people are not subject to conditions that systematically undermine their capacity to meet their needs. Thus, sustainability is a shared vision of success in which the different principles of sustainability are not violated, and strategic sustainable development is the process of moving towards this vision. The principles of strategic sustainable development. While there is a broad consensus around the sustainability principles, development of principles of strategic sustainable development, which is the strategic process, is an emerging field of the study. There appears to be general agreement around certain principles regarding what one does, such as behavioral principles, and how one does it is the intentional principles, such as backcasting. Backcasting is an approach to planning in complexity which begins with placing ourselves in an envisioned desired future, then asking the question, how did we achieve this? It was first developed as a scenario planning methodology in which a simplified future outcome was the starting point. Through backcasting from scenarios is more strategic than a fixing approach to current problems. It is difficult to gain consensus around specific scenarios, especially in large groups, and even more difficult to gain consensus around a particular vision for a sustainable future. given the subjective nature of cultural perspectives and the difficulty in predicting future technology shifts. Backcasting from principles is a systematic approach to planning that is particularly useful in strategic sustainable development. It is normative view of strategic planning that acknowledges and embraces the inclusion of values in the creation of desirable future vision within the basic constraints of the sustainability principles. A formalized tool called ABCD analysis has been developed for applying backcasting from basic principles of success. It consists of 4 simple steps. A. Building a shared mental model that conveys context and meaning to participants in the planning process so that everyone is aware of and understands the rules of the game, that is, characteristics of the system, principles of the success, that is, sustainability, and the strategy, which is the strategic sustainable development. B. Examining the current reality through the lens of the sustainability principles, that is, identifying violations of each by conducting a baseline assessment of the organizations or communities' present activities. C. Creative visioning of a desired future outcome within the basic constraints of the sustainability principles and brainstorming of compelling measures. And D. Strategic prioritization of measures identified during the visioning process based on a template of various criteria. And for this, there are 3 important criteria for the prioritization of the D step. Measures should bring the community or organization and society closer to the sustainability, though it may be insufficient to implement actions that lead to compliance with the sustainability principles in short term without considering long term implications. Second one, the measures must also avoid blind alleys in future by providing technically feasible stepping stones towards future actions. And the third one is, the measures should generate enough economic, socio-political and ecological resources for the continuation of the process. Dear students, because investments are often resource intensive, it is important to have a perspective that is large enough in terms of time and space to provide an accurate perception of returns. Investing in measures that will cause fewer impacts today but which do not have the potential to adapt to contributing to complete compliance with the sustainability principles in future may not be a sound use of resources. Values and intentions. It is often said that sustainability is a human vision laced with human values. The terminology around sustainability and sustainable development and the difference between them is confusing and often debated and misunderstood. For the success of the strategic sustainable development, it is important that sustainability principles should be value free and sustainability technically should be in a dynamic state in which the principles are not violated. At the strategy level, the implementation of sustainable development strategies or indeed the decisions not to is inherently full of values. The sustainability principles are not systematic laws. They can be broken, resulting in an unsustainable situation in which human beings will not be able to survive indefinitely. Much the same way as breathing is a principle of human survival. It can be broken, but not without severe consequences. The social and cultural principles of strategic sustainable development. Social institutions can be both enablers and barriers to change. Political institutions such as the international, regional, national, state and at municipal levels can protect the commons and encourage movement towards sustainability through the political means such as incentives, taxation and subsidizations and legislations. Economic policies can create market-based mechanisms such as emission trading that encourage investment in sustainable development. Educational and religious institutions can communicate the sustainability message, and organizations such as corporations can be incubators for innovative ideas. Conversely, these institutions and organizations can also represent barriers to change, particularly when their power structure may threatened by the change. Where there are concentrations of authority and control, be it social, political, economic or environmental, there is the potential for abuses of this power. Thus we can say that there is need of good strategies, there is need of sustainable development, and there is need of strategic sustainable development for a sustainable society and a sustainable future. Thank you very much.